Hello, Airbus Cockpit Coach here. You're joining me in the flight deck of the Phoenix A320, and in this video we're going to look at the visual circuit or traffic pattern. This follows on from the last video where we looked at the setup for the visual circuit. We're on the ground at Châteauroux, Lima Foxtrot, Lima X-Ray in France, runway 21 at intersection Bravo. And before we take off and look at the circuit, I'm just going to talk through exactly what we're going to be doing. So we're going to depart, so flex takeoff, straight out on runway heading upwind. Once we reach S speed on the flaps, we'll select lever climb and activate the approach phase, and we also want to turn the bird on and turn off our flight directors. We then come down and activate the approach phase, so that keeps our speed under control. We're very light today, the aircraft will accelerate quickly and will climb very quickly too. So that's a priority on the upwind, is getting the speed under control and not busting altitude. We'll then begin a turn upwind, climbing to maintain 2000 to intercept a downwind track of 032, which we'll put into our FCU once we have track enabled. Once we come abeam the runway 21 threshold, we'll start a timer, and after 45 seconds we'll begin our base leg. We'll select flaps 2, gear down, flaps 3, and then shortly after config full, turning final for a touch and go landing, completing our landing checklist as normal. It's important to remember that we do not need to set auto brakes because we're going to be doing the touch and go, but also that we don't want to use reverse thrust. If at any time we accidentally deploy reverse thrust on the touch and go, we must perform a full stop landing. On the landing roll, we'll select flaps to 2 and then select toga thrust. We may get a master caution while the flaps are transitioning, that's normal. And then we'll lift off again, retracting flaps, initially flaps 1, and then passing S speed again. We'll activate the approach phase, get the bird on, and repeat the process. So let's take a look at that. Take off. Engine stable. Manplex 66 SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Cross set. Knots, checked. P1, rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Flight directors off, bird on. Lever climb, that's our speed, getting above that. Pitching the nose down, 2000 feet, and we want to activate the approach phase there. And begin our left turn, the upwind leg. Keeping the bird on the horizon. And in the FCU up here, we're going to select 032 for our downwind track. Good to look out for features on the ground, because as you come around and do other circuits you can make a reference to that, so you think, oh, I passed this one on the last circuit, this building, and you can pick out that you're on the same track, which is handy to know. It's a useful tool. Continuing the turnaround now, making small inputs on the side stick, applying pressure, selecting a rate of change and releasing. Zero 32's coming in. Slow rollout. Intercept that track. And you'll see here on the PFD we've got another line here which is our track, so we line that up with the tail, put the wings on the horizon. And we're now downwind. So once we cross the abeam point of the threshold, we'll start a timer. If, for example, we had a headwind, we'd add 3 seconds to our 45-second time for every 1 knot of headwind, and vice versa with a tailwind. So making very small adjustments, making sure that we're not closing in on the runway, maintaining altitude, very small inputs required. So upcoming will be the threshold now, we'll start the timer. Looking for 45 seconds. Light winds today, so no adjustments required. Keeping an eye on our engines and general condition of the aircraft as well. So there's 45 seconds. Begin to turn now and select flaps 2, speed checks, flaps 2. And begin a shallow descent at this point. At about 3 to 400 feet per minute. And we can go gear down. Again, very small adjustments. And flaps free. Speed checks, flaps free. And flaps full. Speed checks, flaps full. You will find the aircraft does balloon a bit as you put the flaps out, so you need to adjust for that. Runway in the 11 o'clock.
1000.
Increasing our rate of descent now. Around about 700 feet per minute. Making small adjustments. Two whites, two reds. Keeping that visual picture. Just keeping the scan going, looking at our vertical speed.
500.
Landing checklists, go around altitude 2000. Cabin secured, eco memo landing, no blue, landing checklist complete. Keeping the picture. We're looking out now, straight down the runway.
Testing.
thruster. Flaps to 2. And toga. Master caution associated with flaps. Let's take a while for the engines to spool, they'll kick in quickly and get that sudden boost as we got now. B1, rotate. Remember the aircraft is very light, positive climb, gear up. Flaps 1, speed checks, flaps 1. There's our S speed, lever climb. 08 approach phase, flight directors off, and bird on. Bring the nose down, don't let the altitude run away. And start to bring the bird down to the horizon. And we'll do a climbing turn here. Heading out on the upwind. Right, 2000 now, so we'll get the bird onto the horizon. And we select track 032 again in the FCU. Looking out for our features on the ground, so this is pretty much where we were last time. Got a consistent track. Small adjustments, small inputs is key into the side stick, so commander rate and let go. Remember it's an auto trimming aircraft. If we're in turbulent conditions or strong changing winds, don't try and fight those. Let the aircraft ride it out. Zero 32's coming in, so we'll slowly level out. A line there indicating the 032 track, so we line that up with the tail, get the wings back onto the horizon and follow that track downwind. So let's say this one is the full stop landing, we select auto brakes low if that's our preference. We can just use manual braking, pilot preference, and this time we'll make use of reverse thrust. So typically we would do about 6 touch and goes, which is approximately 45 minutes of flying. Don't forget the timer as we come abeam with the threshold. Got it marked there on our navigation displays. Crossing now. Timer started. Small adjustments, making sure we're not moving in towards the runway or too far out. Okay, 45 seconds is coming in now. Begin our left turn, base leg and flaps 2, speed checks, flaps 2. Again, when you put the flaps in, a little bit of downward pressure on the side sticks counteracts some ballooning effect. And we can go gear down, shallow rate of descent. Making adjustments with the configuration changes. And flaps free, speed checks, flaps free. And we can go flaps full. Speed checks. Flaps full. Keeping the rate of descent under control. When you get that flaps full come in, the aircraft's rate of descent does slow somewhat, so we need to readjust for that. So full stop landing this time. Stable. I see 2 whites, 2 reds. Increasing rate of descent. Landing checklist 2000 set for the go around. Cabin is secured. Eco memo landing no blue. Landing checklist complete. Keeping that visual picture of the runway. Quick scan of the instruments, but mostly at this point our eyes are outside on the runway, looking out to judge our rate of descent.
Retard.
Reverse, spoilers, and decel. $70 knots. Manual braking. Park brake sets. And there you have it, that's the visual circuit in the A320. I do urge you to pay particular attention to bringing the speed under control on liftoff. Things can run away from you very quickly and you will lose track of altitude, especially when the aircraft is very light. It's a great one to have a play with and get used to and comfortable with your aircraft in manual flight. So I do recommend to do this in whatever aircraft you fly. Practice is key for this one. It's great to do a few circuits and keep those skills sharp. And of course you have the option in the simulator of throwing in different situations, so crosswinds, or you can use auto thrust or manual thrust. You can vary things up a little bit and also play around with your control sensitivities as well to find that optimum setting. I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions on that, please use the comments section below and I'll do my best to answer those. And don't forget to hit that like button and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.